Okay, I talked about this in my last pickup video. I picked up a Nintendo 3DS. I picked it up for my son because he wanted it. He wanted to play Mario Land 3D. I think that's what's called 3D Land, and he wanted to play a couple other games on the 3DS. And he likes this thing, but there's a problem. I like this thing too. I like this thing a whole lot, and I want to talk about this, give my thoughts and opinions on where I'm going with this. And this retro thing is not going to stop. It's just not. I already know I'm gonna be continuously picking up games. It's just crazy. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I appreciate you if you found this video through your recommendations. Please consider subscribing. I am trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. And really, it's all thanks to you guys for watching and listening. I cannot thank you guys enough. Appreciate you guys, especially with this week when I haven't been able to make many videos if I want to because of my voice. That has gotten a lot better, and I am ready to go and continue to make these videos. So let's get into this. Like I said, my last pickup video, I picked this up for my son. He loves it. And I was just sitting there one day and I was like, well, he's not playing it. Let me try this out. Let me see what it's hitting on. And I was playing Super Mario Brothers 2, new Super Mario Brothers 2. And this game is a lot like the Mario Brothers Wii. And but it's very easy, but it was very enjoyable as well. I've been having a blast playing this. And between that and the other Mario game we got, which is Mario 3D Land, I'm starting to get into the catalog. I want to buy some games for this thing. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I love the way this thing is sit. I love the way this right here is. It feels like a handheld, unlike the Switch, where the Switch just feels like a tablet. And I like the Switch or whatever, but I don't know if it's a honeymoon period or whatever the case may be, but I like the 3DS a little bit more. I like the 3D aspect. I do like some of the games that I've seen that's on the catalog. There's a good bit of Kirby games. There's a Street Fighter game. There's a Metal Gear game as well. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the 3DS that I didn't know about. And I know that I have been a big proponent of not playing handhelds, but between the Switch and now this, I'm really looking at handhelds much differently. Even with the PSP, I just wasn't really into the PSP like that. I waited for the PSP emulator to really, take off, and I play a lot of games, the PSP games, on the emulator on my PC. And I've always wanted to play like Game Boy Advance games and Game Boy games. What I do with that, I never really talked about this. I don't think I probably have before. I use this. This is a Retron Square, and I play Game Boy Advance on this. And this is actually a really good device. A lot of people give it a lot of crap, but whatever. This thing right here is absolutely awesome. I heard there's a better version of the 3DS XL, which this is the XL. This is called like the new 3DS. I may pick that up for myself and give my son this one. Well, he already has it, but you know what I mean. So I won't have to take this away from him while he plays his games. And I'm really interested in probably just picking up a few games for the 3DS as well, because at the end of the day, I know that there's a place or a space in the gaming world, the people that mod these things and do a lot of homebrew, and they do like all these things. They can put all the games on the 3DS. I'm really not a big fan of that. It's just not my thing. I like to just buy the games flat out and just go from there. I just don't. I just never been a fan of those type of that type of avenue. But I am very interested. I think there's another group of games that just came out. The Castlevania collection that came out recently. Those games are on the 3DS. Now I'm making a decision like, should I buy them on the DS or should I get them on PlayStation or Xbox or whatever? I think they're for Xbox, but should I get the collection there? I may do both because I do like playing most of my games on a bigger screen or on a television or a monitor. This is something that I would do when I'm just laying in the bed or when I'm just on the road or whatever, and my wife is driving the car. But there's no denying I like this just with the aspect of the dual screens and the 3D aspect. 'Cause I'm old school. I like 3D stuff. I like this a little bit more than the Switch. And I know that's kind of crazy. Some people probably think I'm crazy, but the thing about the Switch is, which I think this is a really good device. I think the thing about the Switch is I just never grasped on to it until late. This caught my attention immediately. The Switch didn't. So I'm gonna probably be a little bit biased and hold and play this. Anytime I want to play a game on the Switch, I mostly just want to play it on a television. And that's another thing. I don't know if it's my Switch or not. Y'all let me know. This Switch right here does not connect with the TV after a while. And I think it's because it's overheating. After a while, it keeps saying no signal, so no signal. So that's a bummer. So I end up going back to play with my Switch Lite or whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't mind playing, handhelds for the most part, but it's nothing that will consume my time for a long time like it would if it's on a TV monitor or, or whatever case may be. I will play a game longer if it's in that fashion compared to the handheld. But there's no denying this right here. I could honestly say this is probably the first handheld that I really gravitated to. I mean, I've played, the Game Boy, the PSP, the Atari Lynx. I mean, I played the PSP, I played the Vita, I played all of those, and they were cool. But I don't know why, but this one is the first one that actually, this is the first one I actually gravitated to, and I really like this form factor. I like the way it feels, and it seems like it's a pretty. I mean, I ain't gonna say it seems. It's been a pretty cool device ever since I've been using it. Unfortunately, the store is down because that and the Wii U store has been gone, but I'm not really worried about that. At the end of the day, I'll just buy maybe 10 or 20 games that I like on the 3DS and just rock out with it. I don't see myself trying to collect all of the games or whatever the case may be. I'll probably find maybe about 20, maybe 25 games at the most that I will probably want to keep for myself for the 3DS and just go from there. So that's pretty much it. My son, I mean, he loves it. I like it. I love it too. I'm blown away, honestly, how much, this captured me. Unlike these other handhelds that are out there, all the other ones I look at them, I play with them for a little bit, and I just toss them to the side. I just never been a big fan of handhelds. The Switch, even though you could play that on the television, I realized I missed out on a good bit of stuff. I should have got into it early, but to me, it feels like I'm playing a tablet or Ambernick device or something. With this for some reason, I will say this: even though Nintendo has its perks too, I mean the Nintendo Switch has its perks, it does feel like you're playing a Nintendo device. This really feels like you're playing something made by Nintendo. The Switch is it doesn't scream Nintendo for me outside of the actual games that are on it. The form factor, the setup, it doesn't. It just feels like it just feels different. This feels like something that Nintendo would have made. So I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all let me know. I'm gonna get up out of here. I am a little hot right now. I need to cut the air on, and I'm gonna be watching some football later on today. Hopefully, you guys have a great weekend, and I will be back with more videos. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.